and welcome back to 10 out of 10 with Watch Again with Lauren and Ross.
Hello.
This week we are doing the 1999 classic that just gets better with age, The Mummy. Do you want to hit us with your patter, Ross?
Aye, so released May 1999, directed by Stephen Sommers, who done Mummy Returns and Van Helsing.
Yes.
Fucking classic movie.
When are we doing Van Helsing? Right after this?
Aye,
Excellent.
why not? Starring Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, John Hannah, and I'm going to murder this guy's last name, but Arnold Vosloo.
Go for it.
Aye, but I've murdered a lot of second names in here.
Listen.
Don't mean anything bad by it, it's just it's second name's a hard one. Aye.
You're also missing out Oded Fair, who plays your Magi guy.
Oh, did I? Oh, my apologies.
Sick.
My apologies. What was his name?
Don't ask me to say it. I'll murder it.
Alright, okay. Right, so a budget of 80 million and a box office of 417 million.
Sensational.
All in all, good movie.
48 out of 10. End the podcast.
Podcast done, aye.
Thanks,
Cheers.
guys. See you next week. So, general overview. An archaeology dig goes horrifically wrong and an ancient, unkillable mummy is released to wreak havoc. Sounds about right.
Aye.
So, why do you love this film?
Oh, it's just a childhood favourite.
100%.
Belter. Like, what else do you want? Mummies running about trying to kill people. People try to kill mummies.
Excellent.
There's nothing else for it, is there?
100%. I feel like this pure sparked like the childhood love of like Egyptology. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody went through that phase, some more than others. It's got like your action, some bits are scary, you've got some drama, some bits are really funny. 40 out of 10, man. Like, film's a masterpiece. Do you know what I mean?
Belter, aye.
Listen. Right, we'll dive into thoughts and opinions then. I will always have time for a movie that starts with a 10-minute voiceover that ends, like, gives you all the backstory, right? Then ends with, and they can never release him, because you're like, perfect, that's never going to happen. Everything's going to be fine.
It's just such a basic thing that I think, like, they don't really do it anymore in adventure movies. Like, they try and do, like, too much in them.
Yeah, make it pure convoluted.
Yeah, but this is just pure cheesiness.
Yep.
And it does it well. Like, this is one of the best examples of, like, if you do it right.
Yep, 100%, because it's like, don't release the mummy. Oh no, we released the mummy. Oh no, he's killing everybody. Oh no, how will we stop him? Oh, we've stopped him. Like, great, excellent, 40 out of 10.
Yeah, like, this is one of the few movies that I've, like, when I've said to people, oh, we're going to do the mummy this week, there's like, none of them have said, this is shite.
100%.
Like, everybody's, like, the nostalgia factor of this movie is just, like, unreal.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Everybody's got good memories of this movie. I'm yet to hear somebody say, this is shite. And if they do say it, then don't speak to me.
100%. I feel like everybody's got like, oh, I watched this when I was wee and like, little, do you know what I mean? And I think this is one of the ones like, just this whole franchise, right? Obviously, we're only talking about the first one because, well, I mean, you know us, we're always going to go into tangents with the other ones. But like, I feel like this is a franchise that started off so strong with like this one. Second one was alright. Third one was awful, and I don't even think we watched the fourth one. But then it also gave you like the Scorpion King spin-offs. Like,
oh god,
don't you slag the Scorpion King in my presence. I mind my dad let me take a day off primary school, and this was when, remember when 12 age you still had to give like a date of birth, and I totally remember before leaving the house my dad was like, this is the date of birth. When the person asks you, this is the date of birth, you say. I'm like, no problem, Dad, no problem. When she goes, what date of birth? I went, 7/20. Like, pure gave my actual one, and it was like, oh shit. Like, my dad's for looking at me like, you had one job, Lauren. But like, 4 out of 10, you will not slander the Scorpion King in my presence.
No.
Pish,
the Scorpion
King
is what ruined
Don't you
the
dare.
mummy.
Don't you dare.
We're
dare.
already getting into sequel territory here, but that Scorpion King
CGI.
Yeah. I mean, I can't blame the CGI. Early 2000s, we've said this before in them, you can't...
Yeah, you take what you get.
Yeah, you had what you had. Like, you can't date about that, but as soon as he came out and you're like, oh my god. I mean, at the time, it was, this looks amazing because we'd have been, 8 or 9 or something?
Yeah.
But now, see what, even when it pops up, you see stuff like, oh, that is horrific.
That was bad, yeah.
Like, why not? You'd be better off just having The Rock giving him that hairdo.
I know. Oh, I love The Rock. It's funny as well watching this as like an adult, because I remember being wee and being like, wholly gripped. Do you know what I mean? And proper terrified. Like, I mean, I used to always ask if we could watch this, and then every time I'd be like, ah, do you know what I mean? And then now you watch it back, you're like, still a masterpiece, but it's a lot of shit, but like so good. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. This movie does well, and like it's almost as if it's two movies. Like the start of it's the proper adventure bit. Like, oh, we're going to go to this tomb, going to do this, going to do that. Then as soon as they open that, then it's like it just switches.
Mm-hmm.
But it blends like the horror in it is. I mean, it's not horror,
it's
but
the lightest of horror.
As a kid, that creeps you out.
Yeah,
like fair enough. But then they're still very light-hearted about it. Like the humour's Brendan Fraser and that play it really well.
Yep.
And like just the action scenes are just crazy.
No,
like,
totally.
There's not many movies that blend all three of them together and like it's not a mess.
No, 100%. And like you say, like actually, I was going to say that next. You've absolutely give my brain. Like I know 100%. Like you say, obviously the start is like baby Indiana Jones kind of vibes. Like obviously like that kind of vibe. I'm not saying this is fucking Indiana Jones, but like I always remember being when I was younger thinking John Hannah was like the funniest guy ever. Like I used to pure crack up at every bit he was in, and it's always like there was always like the older people around me was like he's an arsehole, and then I feel like now when you get older you're like you're right, John Hannah is an arsehole. Like, sorry John Hannah, you're great, you're fabulous.
How is he an arsehole? Do you think it's that Scottish thing where we need to put them down?
We can't say that after spending last week absolutely slaughtering Gerard Butler. Do you know how many people came up to me and went, "It's a pure sin for Gerard Butler"? Fuck off.
But I would say, I mean, not as successful as Gerard Butler, but I think John Hannah's a better actor. I mean, it's not difficult. I think I'm a better actor than Gerard Butler. You know, fuck Gerard Butler, right? We're not talking about him.
All over again.
Aye. But like,
oh yeah. No, like, yeah, John Hannah does a bit of everything, but do you know what I mean? Like, he bounces in the films, and then you'll see him on like ITV on like some fucking Shetland detective thing. Do you know what I mean?
The man has range.
Yeah, absolutely. Is he not in Four Weddings for a Funeral as well? What a film!
I couldn't tell you. I've no idea.
What a film, man! But he was always like you say though, they all really balance the comedy. Do you know what I mean? Like Rachel Weisz is so funny in this film. Do you know what I mean? Like, which is funny. Like, oh, it's so bizarre watching them like now and being like, God, you guys are so young. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are all so young. Like, madness, absolute madness. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, Rachel Weisz went on to be like the drama. Do you know what I mean? She loves the drama. Brendan Fraser, we'll get into in about 10 minutes. But you know what I mean? Like, it's funny when you see them all in this and you're like, oh, yous were all just having a good time, weren't yous? Like,
yeah, like that's, I've got that here about the performances. Is like they're all good in it.
Yeah.
Like there's none of them you can think, oh, that was a bit rough. Like they're all so into this movie.
Totally.
Like they bought into this 100%.
And you can, and I love that. And I love when you watch a film and you just know everyone in it is like in it. Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing worse than watching a film and watching people phone it in, because you can tell that they're not into it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in this, like, even if they were hating it, which is, I've found nothing on the internet, like everything I found for useful information, they were all...
Don't see why you could.
Totally, they were all just like, we had a great time, we were like fanning about, all being pals, blah blah blah. It sounds great.
Yeah,
do you know
well,
what I mean?
you can tell with the, like, obviously the performances, but even the chemistry they all have in that, like, there's nothing worse than, like, you just know these guys got the script, got the stories that, right, we know what we need to do here. See, when you see actors that can just do that, and is it right that we don't need to act it, but we don't need to give, like, pour our heart and soul into make sure this is an emotional, like, it's just no, we're just here for a good time. Nobody's
winning an Oscar from The Mummy, do you know what I mean? Which is a disgrace, but like, like, these are the kind of movies you go into and you're like, right, these are not Oscar-worthy performances. Nobody's looking for any deep character development here.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Yeah, we're here for an adventure movie and we're going to have a good time. And I appreciate that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, that would be the type of movie you'd love to make.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you just go on set, have a laugh.
Yeah, fanny about, live a good life.
Like, fuck about, get paid a lot of money and just fuck off again.
Excellent.
Probably remember a good time, then the premiere comes and fuck, that was a good laugh.
Yeah,
like, I had such a good time making this movie.
100%.
And it shows, you can see it, and it was like, they're just also buzzing.
Yeah. Obviously, dropped upon Oscar-winning performances. I'm going to use that as my segue to talk about Brendan Fraser, right? Brendan Fraser or Fraser?
I say Fraser.
I go for
I
it.
don't know. I've muddled so many second names on this.
I get confused because obviously the TV show Frasier is Fraser, but then is it Brendan Fraser? I don't know. Who cares? Anyway,
well, that's got an eye on it, as the t-shirt I am wearing says. The Fraser.
Don't tell the internet you've got a Frasier t-shirt. No, internet, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It's a Frasier t-shirt, but the cast of Frasier are all dressed up like Kiss. It is the best thing ever. You're welcome, Ross. Yeah. I do get you excellent t-shirts for birthdays and Christmases.
I'll let you peek behind the curtain of podcasting. I wear t-shirts. Don't tell anybody.
Anyway, I can't help this anymore. Anyway, Brendan Fraser, massive ham. Absolute massive ham.
100%.
Like Brendan Fraser is what we like to say is acting for the back row. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But not in like the Gary Oldman sense of the word. Like Brendan Fraser has like, not in the Love Island sense of the word, but he has like the muggiest face, if you know what I mean. Like
he's a pouty bastard.
Oh, he's like, but he's never not doing something with his face. Do you know what I mean? Like he's always like either looking off, like smouldering into the distance, or he's like pulling a stupid face at something. Like he's never like. I feel like you could just watch Brendan Fraser's performance and be like, class, like that. Like he's always on and he's always reacting, and he's just get the muggiest, most reactive face, and I'm here for it. Do you know what I mean? But also he is an Oscar winner, so maybe we need to give him a bit more respect than what he's due.
I mean, from his career has been absolutely insane.
Yeah, man.
Like starting off in like Airheads, George of the Jungle.
Don't you slander George of the Jungle?
But imagine watching George of the Jungle now, and like people didn't really bother with like actors in the Oscars and that, but like see, like nearly 30 years after, he's going to win an Oscar for best performance.
Madness.
And it's like you look at him then and you see the performances down that he's a bit older and that, and it's like, I don't like. You're going to think, nah, no chance. Look at this. He's going to be your typical comedy guy, and he wins it for The Whale.
Oh, I know. And The Whale broke me as a person. Now, we've not watched it since. We watched it at the time, and I was just greeting the whole way through, and I've not been able to watch it back since. I have a sneaking suspicion that if we go back and watch it, it won't be very good. But I also don't want to watch it again in case it is as good, and then I'm just like, why? Do you know what I mean?
The Oscars have a good comeback story, though, don't they? Like, been through
don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years.
Backsack and crack. But he's obviously had his issues and all that. Like, it's well documented. So it's kind of like they love stuff like that. I think we said this is it. Should I have won? I
Probably
don't know.
not.
Am I happy he did win it? Yes.
Because he's Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, I was actual buzzing that he won it. And to see him, even through all the awards, just like, you can tell that, like, he's got the acceptance that he wanted.
Totally.
Like, I think he feels now is that, I'm not an actor. Like,
but I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly. He did get pigeonholed into that kind of comedy thing for a while, but I also think.
Then they got the piss taken out of him for it.
Yeah, he did.
But now he's like, no, you need to take me serious.
Oh, what a smug face you'd have.
Of course.
I think as well for people our age, like between watching The Mummy and George of the Jungle when we were all kids, like Brendan Fraser's got a special place in all of our hearts. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So we're all just like, yes, good yourself, Fraser.
I mean, even like as I've said, he has made a few duds.
Oh, aye.
But I think with the type of roles he was doing, it's always going to happen.
Yeah, man.
But I'm glad for him. Like,
yeah,
what a guy.
Too.
What a legend.
What a guy. Also, Rachel Weisz, hottest librarian ever.
Yeah.
Like.
Easy.
I love that you were like, yeah, just say yeah, Ross. Like, it's true.
Rachel Weisz, hottest dating. Like, she plays.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Like, she's the hottest librarian, the hottest sister of
a
reincarnation, and the second one, I just give it to her,
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Hot and smart. None of us ever stood a chance.
Yeah, she does play like the stereotypical, like, ditzy, like, very thingy in this, but
then by the end she's like, let's fucking go.
she really goes for it. It kind of has a character arc in the Mummy. Don't think so, but it's as close to one as you're going to get.
Exactly.
Just like a wee bump.
Yeah.
Wee character bump.
Do you know what I love about this movie, right? And what I really love about our generation in general, right? Is obviously we've grown up with this, right? And then we all discovered TikTok during the pandemic. And now there is so much The Mummy thirst traps on TikTok of Rachel Weisz, Brendan Fraser, your man for the Magi, Oded Fair is his. Yeah. See, between the three of them, and like all of the TikToks you get about The Mummy is like, this movie is by Panic, and it's like, it absolutely is. Like, but it's so funny, like watching it now, and it's like, obviously like love The Mummy, and now our generation has grown up, learned how to work technology, all became thirsty bastards, and just started making like reels of like Rachel Weisz to like some fucking, I don't know, Charlie XCX thing over the top of it. Do you know what I mean? You're like, yes, let's go. Don't know what you're saying. Your pal sends me half of them.
Aye, fuck you.
Keep them coming, Ewan. Keep them coming.
Glad we're getting married, but fuck you.
We truly are a wondrous lot. Anyway, away from TikTok thirst traps, I do think as well, this movie is back to being like, not back to being, but I know we kind of said this a couple of episodes ago, like it's back to being like the best of like the B and C list of American and British actors. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously you've got John Hannah, Omad Jalili, who is like huge and like, well, huge in the BBC. Do you know what I mean? And obviously stand-up comedian. I went to see him when he was played Fagin in Oliver in London. Get it up, you. Obviously your man from Titanic and Jumanji, Jonathan Hyde. You've got Corey Johnson, who's one of the American archaeologists, who is always 4th and 5th military personnel in those type of movies.
Yeah, grunt number 3.
Yeah. And I'm like so here for it, but also major shout out to Benny, who plays Igor in Van Helsing. Yep. What a fucking guy.
Imagine playing Benny, then Igor. Like, what a life, man. Like, you could... Shoot, I hope that man's dined out in that for the rest 100%. Of his life.
Yeah, because I feel like what I love about like if you're a weird looking dude in Hollywood, like you really need to kind of lean into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no way you're going to be like the sexy leading man. Like, because I'm not being funny.
No chance.
See on TikTok, there's no fucking thirst traps about Benny, or if there is, I've not seen them, and if there is, send them to me. But like, there's none about him, but like he's kind of like made it in his career of just being a wee bit fucked looking, and I love that. I fucking love that. That's like your man, the big 7-foot guy. He was in Alien Romulus, and then there's your man who's in like Shape of Water.
Javier Botet and the guys in What We Do in the Shadows, they're your two big. Is it Doug Jones?
Yeah, your man from What We Do in the Shadows, that's your man from Shape of Water and like Hellboy and that.
Yeah.
Your man that was in Alien Romulus, he's the other one. I can't remember his name right now, but he's another big 7-foot weird looking cunt. But like, I'm telling you, man, if that is the way you lean into it, man, like
make it work. I mean,
these guys have made a fortune being like monster number 6.
Yeah, if you have something that makes you different,
100%,
that makes you stand out, then use it.
100%.
Like, you're a big, tall, gangly dude.
With big, weird looking thing.
You get the prosthetics on and you do it.
Excellent.
I mean, look at all them, even like, oh God, what's his name? They played the Ewoks in that.
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis. He's a, obviously, smaller person. He's used it for every fantasy thing.
Man.
Like, people use it, flag him and all that. Is it, have you been in Harry Potter? Have you been in Star Wars?
Have you been in
everything? Like Willow and all that? And is it
totally?
You make that fucking work for you.
Aye, man, 100%.
What he says anything different? Is it? Yeah. See, when you appear in all these franchises, phone me.
That was like, mind the woman that played the nun, and everyone was like, "Oh, what was the prosthetics?" And she's like, "That's just my face with creepy makeup on it."
Yeah, she also has like very sharp features.
Yeah, and it fucking worked. Yeah, she's like really pretty. normally, like when she's got like normal makeup on, like yes, she still has these really sharp distinctive features, but like normal makeup kind of softens her a bit, but all you need to do is put some fucking extreme contour and she's like, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
you make that stuff work for you, man.
Make it work, man. Make it work. See as well, right, I know how we were talking about like all the CGI stuff and that, like the CGI is not really aged that well, but see all the practical effects, like most of this movie is practical effects, so I feel like the CGI doesn't offend you as much. Do you know what I mean? Like it was 1999, they did the best of what they could work with, but
I've said this a few times, you need to turn off your brain when it comes to certain CGI things.
Yeah.
Like when they're doing it for stuff that could be done practical, then like I've obviously it should be practical. But unless it's like the sandstorm and that and his face is popping out, is it you can't recreate that, so don't.
Yeah. You can tell though in this movie, like most, like I want to say like 85% of it is practical. Like you can tell that these are all like sets that they've built, props that have been hand painted. Like when they're going through, like after the adventure bit, when the horror bit starts, when they're doing all the digging and stuff, like you can tell they're all actually like doing shit. Do you know what I mean? And it's not like, and there was like, I read as well, like when the scarabs come off the wall and are going through the sand, they just had different like sized wind blowers like right under, so it would look like things. I love reading stuff like that. See, when it's all the mad, like we didn't have CGI and we had to find a cost effective way to make it atmospheric and all this. I love shit like that, man. I'm like, yes, tell me how smashing a watermelon sounds like getting punched in the face. Do you know what I mean?
It's the actual creativity they had to use.
Totally.
And a lot of it's lost now because it is just, I'll do CGI. But I understand it's time and money, but the money, like, it's just better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it is just better.
Are we getting all old and cynical where we're like, movies don't have a heart anymore?
It's not that. It's more, I think it's too relied upon now.
Yeah, I get you.
And I understand that to do all this stuff, and if you're on a tight schedule and you might not get the leeway.
Yeah.
Like, especially for like big franchise things, is it this needs to be out for this to be out for this to be out? Is it? I get it, but stop fucking doing it. Go practical. Like the companies making these have the money. Like there's no way, like they can turn and say, oh, but you're going to make $1 billion anyway. Like what's another few million?
Yeah, totally. I love as well in this film, like it hits all the beats of like an action adventure movie, like obviously with the added horror stuff. But I also love, and again, the way any movie that starts off with a 10-minute backstory with a he can never be released, I always have another soft spot for see when they finally defeated the monster and then it's like, we need to get out of here in like 30 fucking seconds because the walls are closing in and everybody run, and it's like every time, doesn't matter how many times I've seen it, I'm like, this time they might not make it, and it's like the movie's not been edited since the last time you watched it.
Yeah, it's just there's just constant peril
100%,
and it's
100%.
a lot of it's their own stupidity, which is amazing, because a lot of the stuff is that you can't blame Imhotep for this because you've caused all of this.
Imhotep.
Like the Magi, how many times did he warn him?
Right, I'm not being funny. Save the Magi because I've got so many A's about them.
No,
so many.
But
because what the fuck? Right?
He warns him about 4 or 5 times. You don't want to do that. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
and you wonder why they like bad shit happens to you then.
Imhotep. I remember because this movie came out, and I honestly, this is such a like. I remember this entire period of my life. Right, this movie came out. My dad bought me all these mad books about like Egypt and Egyptology and all this shit because I was just fucking into it, right?
Yeah.
That was my 9-year-old special interest, right? Then in school we did Egypt as a like topic.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I can speak Egyptian, and my teacher was like, right, no bother, Lauren, so you can. And the only bits of Egyptian I could speak were lines from this film.
Oh,
My teacher's like, right, no bother, Lauren, sit down. But do you remember, and this might be pure niche, and if anybody out there remembers this TV show, go to let me know. It was on, actually I couldn't even tell you what channel it was on, but it was basically like these archaeologists would find like bones of somebody, right? And they'd be like, oh, this is we can tell for his teeth that he used to be a lord and all this kind of stuff, right? And they used to take all the bones, like figure all this stuff out, and then at the end they would have like a CGI of like what he would have looked like if he was real. The face you're giving me right now,
I have
Ross.
no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Oh my god, I loved it. Actually, I'll need to phone my dad and find out what it was called. But it was genuinely like they would like find bones in an old castle and then be like, oh, you can tell he was a peasant because he's got no teeth, and you can tell he's got a broken nose. Somebody's punched him in the face a couple of times, and this went on for it was like an hour long, and then it would get to the end and they would give you like a CGI like version of what he would have looked like. So fucking satisfying, man. Loved it. I really wanted to be an archaeologist when I was a kid, okay?
I can imagine,
I really did. Honestly, that was all I wanted to do when I was younger. I was like, I'm going to be like Brendan Fraser. Nah, never happened. But I loved it. I fucking loved it. Sorry. That's quite the out myself on the internet. Anyway, on you go.
The one thing, as we were talking about how this has like a good charm in it to it, is the difference between this and the reboot with Tom Cruise. Like that shows you how to do it. Then this fucking piece of shit they made
I hate that man.
How not to do it.
I hate Tom Cruise.
Aye, like,
we're not ready for the Tom Cruise.
Nah, fuck Tom Cruise,
yeah,
right?
Fuck Tom Cruise.
Fuck him. But how, like, as we said, they're really up for it and all that. Really cool, fucking stunning scenery and all that.
Man.
All the shit's amazing in it. To that is just dark and drab, and
trying to be creepy when it doesn't need to be, and then like making the mummy more kind of trying to be more evil than it needed to be. Like it was fine when Imhotep just wanted to like kidnap Evie and bring back his bird. Do you know what I mean? Like we didn't really need much more than that.
No, I don't really think Tom Cruise understood what was required of him.
Well, we were talking about this last week because obviously the Tom Cruise version of The Mummy was when Universal were trying to bring back the Dark Universe they said that was making. So there was going to be that, and they were in the middle of making something else, and then it got canned.
Yeah, because this flopped so hard.
But there's always been like kind of the Wolfman and the Mummy and all that kind of stuff, and then it kind of got canned. And then we were actually saying this because obviously last week at the end of the podcast we'd said, oh, they're filming Frankenstein round the corner, we're going to go and have a swatch. And I posted the pictures on Instagram, but it was really cool. Like we saw like the old Gothic carriage and stuff like that. And I was asking you, like, is this going to be part of the Dark Pictures, or is this just standalone thing? Because obviously this is coming out, and obviously Nosferatu is not a Universal thing, but that kind of vibe. I think they're both their own kind of standalone things. They're both that kind of dark, gothy, Victorian.
Yeah, I don't really know how you define what the Dark Universe is. Is it just the ones that the studio made? Can that be considered like
the Wolfman and the Creature from the Dark Lagoon?
Because it's the movies they made, though. Like, would that, even if it's not like original stories?
I think it's. Do you know what it reeks of? It reeks of we're about to lose the license for this, so we need to make these films like Dark Universe style. Because you can tell when they made the Tom Cruise Mummy, there's no feeling to it. There's no peril because Tom Cruise isn't allowed to be seen to lose.
Yeah, he's never gonna lose.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I've seen him fucking The Last Samurai.
Yeah.
And it's not even that. It's just it's the most pretentious wank. Movie's about 15 hours long. It's shit. Fuck you, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise might be your Jenna Butler.
Aye. You know what? You might know. You're no far off it there.
We'll do a Tom Cruise movie one week just to absolutely rip into him.
Aye, it's insane how, and I don't know why. There's a lot of movies that do it. Will reboot it. It's going to be darker and grittier, and is it? Make it fun.
We need it?
People watch it like if it's fun. Like
this movie's fun. This movie mixes in about everything. You've obviously got your gritty bits, but like when I say gritty, I mean gritty enough for a PG-13 rating. Do you know what I mean? Like this movie is literally everything, and they're all having a laugh, and you buy into it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like the new one, it was like no.
I was like, when I wonder when the change started, where because even through like the 80s and all, it was all campy, over the top.
Yep.
It was just daft.
Yep.
And it worked. But then all of a sudden it started doing it. We need to start taking these adventure movies serious, is it?
Yeah.
Did you fuck?
Everything needs to be like bedded in realism now, and it's like, no, I don't want that, man. I want Brendan Fraser battering loads of skeletal mummy ghost things made out of sand. Like perfect.
Yeah, I want them fighting the Magi and all that.
Yeah.
Shooting everybody, no blood. I'm cool with it.
Aye, 100%, 100%.
Instead of mad Russell Crowe deciding, oh, who's he in it again?
Fucking Russell Crowe.
Is
Russell
Hyde?
Crowe's Jekyll and
Hyde?
Hyde. Yeah.
Just him fucking
Hammy bastards
Aye,
in the worst possible way.
half pissed on his wife cutting through a scene. Like, we don't need that.
No.
Like, we don't want people to act in these. We just want people to have a good time. If they're having a good time, I'll have a good time.
Phone them up the now, Ross. Tell them, phone Universal up the now.
Right, look, Universal, sponsor us. I'll take everyone back. Hit me up, baby.
I guess free tickets for all your parks and we're good to go.
I won't slander a movie again. So I've got a question for you then.
I'm guilt.
How good or why do you think like adventure movies are successful? So I've got ones here like I just kind of looked up like your general list. So like from like I say the early days, like the 80s and all that, even stuff like Indiana Jones.
Because
like,
it's class.
Yeah, obviously it's class, right?
It's class.
Obviously it's class. It's Indiana fucking Jones,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that like, even have like Romance in the Stone, the Goonies.
Yep.
God, even daft ones like National Treasure. That it's a lot of nonsense. But seeing you switch Joan, is it? I'm having a good time
I'm here to steal the Declaration of Independence. Yes.
It's so far fetched, and Nicolas Cage is just caging all over it. But they're just good movies. Like I don't know how.
I think that's why they're successful though. Is because like. So you'll have like your basic premise of like the Goonies, like they fall down a hole and they find the pirate ship and all that kind of stuff. But like Indiana Jones, he's an archaeologist that always ends up in these madcap schemes. We may have an Indiana Jones episode for you in the future, people. Don't worry, I have been reading the messages. I'm not dinging you, I promise. We're getting some special guests for that episode, so we're trying to get time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think these are successful because as much as there's like I'm a wee archaeologist man and I'm going to find this, there's always like a fantastical element to them.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's takes you, and also the person who plays the archaeologist is always just game as fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they can scrap, they can fly planes, they can fight animals, they can like
they can do
swing across. Do you know what I mean? It's like. It's class. It's just, like I know that sounds very daft of like why I think these two are successful because they're class, but like something that mixes a bit of realism, bit of action, a bit of fantasy. You can tune out, like you can tune into this film and tune out and still have a great time. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not taking anything horrifically seriously. Like how many times have we watched the Indiana Jones movies and every time they're great? Like. I'm never not in the mood to watch Indiana Jones. Do you know what I mean?
You don't need to have you don't need a backstory. It's just a case of, oh, look at that, Holy Grail. Aye, cool. Let's go and get it.
Excellent.
Fuck it, why not? Then
Excellent.
You know what? Let's go get it.
Yeah.
I want to watch you go and get this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
Even in this, it's like, oh, we want to go find like Amun Ra, and it's like. Cool, no more. Like, I don't need deep insight on like we need to go find this because my dad found this and da da da. No, I just want you to go find it and go awake the mummy and then fight said mummy. Do you know what I mean?
Like it's just that and it's all the daft stuff. Was it? Nobody's ever found it before. That's right there. Was it? Fuck, so it is. What are the chances that we just stumble into this?
100%. And then it's like in these kind of movies, it's like. Oh, you'll never be able to get it. Many men have tried. Many men have died trying, and you just walk in like, that's class. Thank you.
That's the thing. One of the criticisms that when I was looking stuff up about this is the plot holes. The plot holes are gaping, like it's unreal. But I
take it that shirt is.
Yeah, I've got a few A's on
Excellent.
it. Cool. They're not like major story plot holes that you're like doesn't work because obviously it won't work. A fucking mummy comes back to life eating people. Like. And should they work?
Yeah.
But it's just, that's how you know I think you made a good fun movie that you don't really need a story.
No.
Like, it doesn't need to make sense, but you can have a good time watching it anyway.
This is the thing with, like, as an example, the Fast and Furious movies, right? This is a franchise that knows exactly why people are there. Everyone is there for vroom vroom, bit of action, bit of saucy ladies. And they deliver. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be fair, it is getting fucking ridiculous. Like, what are we on? Like, Dom Toretto's like third cousin, 6 times removed or something.
Aye,
like,
that auntie he met once.
His cousin for his granddad's brother's goldfishy side of the family. But like, you don't care, do you know what I mean? Like, vroom vroom, fast car, take safe across motorway, excellent. Do you know what I mean?
I think one difference between them is the Fast and Furious movie always try and one up itself.
Yeah.
Whereas these movies, I don't think they care. Like,
these movies, the Mummy franchise just kind of is like, why do we need to go back to Egypt? Excellent. Do you know what I mean? Like
they knew it worked, so let's just do it.
Is it the second one? They've got the Wayne and he puts on the bracelet and then they need to travel across and that's perfect. Do you know what I mean?
It's just the entertainment outweighs any flaws these movies have.
100%.
And I think a lot of movies that try and do similar is that if you're going to have that, you need to make sure people are entertained because it's not going to work. And a lot of them fail.
Yep.
A lot of them fail big time.
Totally agree. Will we dive into favourite scenes?
Aye, go for it. You go first.
Okay. So mine is like from when they get into the tomb and find Imhotep. Imhotep. Like, this is just the maddest 20 minutes. Like, it's quite the escalation. Do you know what I mean? Like, they go in, they start digging, acid gets blown in the guys' faces, they all start fighting. Big Omad Jalili gets munched off some scarabs, and then Big Imhotep shows up and we're fucking away with it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
switches to the horror chase type situation.
Totally. And I always think, like, because it's good at, like, I mean, I say it's good at building tension. We've watched this movie about 300 times. Yeah, but
no tension anymore. But I get what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like, first couple of times you watch it, you're like, oh my god, like, do you know what I mean? Whereas now we're like, he's coming in 5 minutes, Camden. Like, what about you?
Mine's just the street scenes where all his followers are coming. It's just the bit that, like, is when John Hannah's running about. Yeah. He's trying to get the car, he turns around and goes, Imhotep. And he just sits looking on his shoulder and he just fucks off again. And I was like, it's such a stupid bit. Yeah. And oh fuck, I've seen it in so many movies, but I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. It's always the stupid things that get you though.
Honestly,
like,
it is.
And it's not like somebody will make the actual punchline and you won't laugh, and then it'll be something pure stupid, like, that's not even supposed to be funny, and you're pissing yourself laughing.
It's like one of the oldest fucking bits though, and oh, it gets me every time. They do it in this, they do it. Like that's probably one of the biggest ones. But it's just it's so stupid. Like, we all know it shouldn't work, but it just does.
But it does, yeah. Oh, listen, that's like my actual plan. If there's ever like a zombie apocalypse, just stand beside them and just be like, whoa.
Play dumb, that's it.
Do you want me to dive into useless information?
Aye, go for it.
I've got some belters here I think you'll like, by the way. So, Brendan Fraser nearly died during filming.
Nice.
While they were filming the hanging scene, the prop noose hadn't been secured properly, so it slipped off of where it was supposed to be.
Oh.
So when he's hanging there trying to be like, this is fine, he's fucked. And basically they yelled cut, and he wasn't moving, like he was just twitching. And he had to get resuscitated and take a couple of days off.
Well, as you should,
Yeah, 100%.
Look at didn't break his neck.
I know. According to the director, the day after the film came out, Universal called him up and was like, we need another one immediately. Like, the day, imagine the power of that. Like, the day after your film comes out, you're getting a phone call being like, this is excellent, we need 4 more.
They must have got a good premiere. Like, the box office must have been insane at the beginning.
100%. I mean, why would you not want to go see this movie? The white nightgown that Evie wears on the ship would go see-through when wet and had to be digitally painted so they didn't lose their PG-13 rating. Bastards.
I know, fair enough. I know what she wanted, then fair dues.
Originally, the Magi were supposed to be tattooed from head to toe, but Stephen Sommers said that Oded Fair was far too handsome to be covered up. And to that I say, you are correct, sir. You are correct.
Fair dues, give him that. What else was he in we watched recently?
Well, he's in like Resident Evil and all that.
So he is. Oh God.
I know.
Made a Resident Evil one, I know.
God.
Absolute classic movie.
Oh Christ! Right, okay. You're on your own.
How dare me? How do you fuck?
Hello, it's Ross. There's a solo pod this week. It's just me talking about
Resident Evil. I'll go in. I'll go at the history.
Yeah, excellent. Kevin J. O'Connor, who plays Benny, said that he had a real problem with the camels on set. He would do everything that the animal trainers told him to do, but the camels just didn't like him. They wouldn't listen to him. They would spit on him. And even one time, mid-scene, a camel turned round and tried to poo on him.
Nice.
And I was just like, how shifty are you that a camel's like, fuck this guy?
Saying that, he is a shifty looking bastard in this movie.
He's a shifty looking bastard.
Fuck you, Benny.
Fuck you, Benny. Hey, Benny, looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river. During the scene where hail and fire fall on Cairo, the hail is actually dog food painted white.
Nice.
There you go.
Oh, that can't be nice.
I know, right? Now, this is your favourite bit of like who was almost in it, who pied it, that kind of vibe, right? So, Wes Craven was originally approached to direct the film, but felt that he didn't have the right skills to marry it all together.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout.
I feel like it would have been too... Like, obviously Wes Craven movies have their humour, but this is just good family fun, you know?
More black comedies?
Yeah.
Or black horror comedy, whatever you want to call it. It's not really... I think this would be too family friendly
for him
to... And it's good that he had an ego check and be like, I won't do this justice.
Yeah.
Like, it's good when you actually see directors do that.
Just be like, listen, I'm really... Yeah. Thank you, but I'm not your guy for this one.
Rather than agreeing to the vision they want and just railroad it into what you want to do. And it's like, no, good on him.
100%.
Proud of you, Wes Craven.
Poor man it.
Aye.
Leo DiCaprio was originally offered Brendan Fraser's role, but turned it down so that he could make The Beat. But apparently, according to the internet, so it must be true, what originally happened, and I know because I was there, Leo DiCaprio originally really liked the script to The Mummy, but had already signed on to make The Beach.
Yeah.
And asked if The Beach could be delayed so that he could go and make The Mummy. They've told him no, so he's went, sorry, Troops, you'll need to give it to somebody else. Then The Beach was delayed anyway for like 8 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, he's already been like, I can't do it. And then he could have done it.
Kind of glad he had to pass up on it, though.
Me too.
Like, Brendan Fraser does it well.
Yeah, and Brendan Fraser, like, I feel like without this, as much, and this might sound bad, but, like, I feel like without The Mummy, Brendan Fraser just kind of mills about, if you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like this is the one that's been like, boof, you're a family household name.
If it's not for The Mummy, what would he be remembered for? Like
George of the Jungle, mate. Hands down,
like
George of
kids,
the Jungle.
Aye, like
classic.
Like, he has a mummy in the whale now. Like, he doesn't need to...
he's fine.
Like, he's sorted, but DiCaprio playing the lead, I don't see it. I don't see it for The Mummy.
No, I know.
Like, I really don't see it at all.
Do you want a belter?
What?
Sylvester Stallone was offered the role.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And turned it down. Could you imagine?
Aye, good.
Could you actually imagine? Fuck that. I don't even... Do you know what I mean? I wish I'd looked into that more, but I didn't. I just saw Sylvester Stallone and I was like, excellent. What was Sylvester Stallone doing in 99? Do you know what I mean? Like, when did Cliffhanger come out? What, 96?
I don't know. It's not coming up here, but according to, like, Wikipedia and IMDb, he didn't do it in 99 at all. He done Ants in 98 and Get Carter, that remake, in 2000. So obviously at the peak of his career at this moment, Get Carter, do you know what I mean?
Oh aye, obviously aye. How bizarre, yeah. I wonder why he turned it down. But I'm glad he did, you know.
Cliffhanger was 1993 as well.
Shut the fuck up.
Aye. What a movie Cliffhanger is.
Cliffhanger's class.
It's a fucking banger, man.
Do I smell Cliffhanger episodes are coming?
Maybe.
Okay, I'll add it to the list.
We'll just leave it at that. Make it a cliffhanger.
Hey.
Oh, done. 1-0.
Oh, patter ripping right at the big man.
1-0.
Tom Cruise, Chris O'Donnell, Matthew McConaughey also auditioned for the role. Obviously, none of them got it, and Tom Cruise went on to appear in the 2017 horrific version, so fuck him. Rachel Weisz was also the only actress offered the role as Evie.
Nah, fair dues.
I'm like, yeah,
See that,
you made the
aye.
right fucking choice.
Yeah, I mean, she walks in, does that, but I cool,
Aye.
like yours.
Happy days, babe.
Like, take my wallet,
Yeah.
take my keys.
Daniel Craig is a lucky man.
Aye.
Do you want to dive into 80?
Aye, so I'll start, right, because I like starting. One of mine, and it's a big, major thing
Okay.
that's always bugged me.
Okay.
Imhotep, the cat thing, because the cat's the Guardians.
Yeah.
Why do they not carry a cat about with them?
What, just like put a cat in the bag?
Get one of the wee carriers. Imhotep.
Because you've seen my sister try and put her cat in that thing. You're not fucking, that's not
So
happening.
what you're telling me, right, is you piss that cat off by putting it in there, right? Then he comes to you and you open that cat's gone for him. And that cat's absolutely, he's going to rock, like, that cat's going to rock this dude's shit up, man.
Amazing. What a take. I
Like,
fuck it, man.
It's a weird thing to have, like,
Yeah, where did the white cat come from that they keep holding up and then it just disappears?
no idea.
You keep that wee thing?
Yeah, but I
You're
don't,
my cat now.
like, it showed you that that's one of the major things he's scared of.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, they use it once.
Yeah.
And I understand that it'd be stupid for him, oh, here's this cat.
Aye.
But that is a major.
Yeah.
It is a major plot point in the film.
You know, that's the thing that scares them off. So you would, at least have like a kitten.
It would make sense,
a
aye.
wee kitten in the
And
pocket.
you think that, because they just say it, is it, oh, aye, cats are guardians of the underworld. Alright, okay, move on.
Hi.
Is it,
Bye.
do you know what he maybe think, oh, maybe there's a plan here?
Yeah. I've got a crazy idea.
And another one I've got here is, see how he has to eat to, like, get that body part and that?
Well, like sook at the people, right? Aye.
See the first guy where he eats his eyes?
Uh-huh.
Why not just eat all of him? Then you would have...
Well, he does though, he goes
Yeah,
back.
he does, but why not do it then and there? Because like, they'll run away, they're all far away from him.
Off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that, I'll just take your eyes now?
Well, he needs to make sure that he can see be creepy Benny and be like, you my
Aye,
man
but
now.
he can see that, he could get the eyes first and be like, oh, smashing nobody here,
Yeah.
give me the rest.
Alright, listen,
does
why
it-
not?
What, does it have to be different people he takes it from? Because obviously no, because he does
He
end up...
sucks most of it
Yeah.
out of that guy. Aye.
So, what's the ham done here?
Also, shout out to Benny basically being Imhotep's Igor in this film and then being Igor in Van Helsing.
Aye.
What a guy. Aye, you're right. Making the wee guy, like, because he's got no tongue and no eyes.
Aye.
And then they go in and they're like, oh, my master is here. La, la,
Aye,
la.
so he can speak and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, you know, I can just finish it.
I am needing a bit, extra
Oh,
skin,
is that
you know.
I'm a bit full now, I'll come back for you. So I'll let you get a couple of...
No, fine. See at the start of the film with big Anaxunamun. Anaxunamun. So she's in body paint so that no man can touch her except for the Pharaoh, who is her man. And she's basically cutting about naked but covered in paint.
Yeah,
right? Now, one, fuck being her. Two, see, this might sound stupid, right? But obviously, if Imhotep and Anaxunamun are that in love, but they really need to nip, right? Specifically at that one moment in time. Why wouldn't you do like the hands behind the back, the super lean in for a nip? You know, like you don't have to be rubbing up.
You don't need to touch her arms. Yeah.
Do you know
No,
what
I get
mean?
you. I've got
like, if she's painted up, like for the back row, like you don't need to be doing all this because that's how you get fucking caught.
No.
Like, wait till he's went to sleep and she's not got hundreds of paint and then fire about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just be like, even if I can wash it off or something, I washed the paint off. Up here.
I went swimming, sorry. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I don't know, it seems very daft that, like, if you're going to go and be a mad cheating fiend, you would do it with the lassie that's covered in paint who's heavy going to get you caught. Do you know what I
Or
mean?
just turn around and say, Imhotep's more man than you'll ever be.
Hey!
And fuck off, I suppose.
Let
I
the
don't know.
hoes know.
I don't know how they done it in Egypt. I wasn't there.
Right, I need about 5 minutes for the Magi.
Okay.
I need about 5 minutes, right? Now, love it. They're great. They're fabulous. Handsome bastards, right? Now, they are supposed to be the protector of Hamunaptra.
Book of the Dead?
Aye. No,
Oh, the
Hamunaptra's
thing.
the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, Book of the Dead and all that good stuff. Now, they're supposed to be a long line for like thousands of years.
Yeah.
These guys are protecting it, right? They're they don't really do a good job of protecting things. They literally stand on their horses or sit on their horses on the like cliffside, watch this happen, watch them all digging up, right? Then they run in. All these guys have guns, but they don't, and they just walk in with swords and wonder why half of them have been fucking shot.
It's not even that. They just stand on the way, like the sand dunes, and watch cunts fail.
Right.
Like, we've done our job again.
100%.
You've done fuck all, you can't get in there.
Get in there, tell them not. Like, they're literally sitting watching them dig up Hamanatra and being like, I ain't bothered to worry about it. They'll never get that far in.
That's one, I've got that, is that they don't really den, but also, if they know this book's so important, why have they got it in a one location? Like, why not take it with you?
Yeah.
Like,
keep it in your bag.
Because they know you just don't need to say the curse.
Aye.
And that's sort of like, look, they can't open this, by the way, under no circumstances.
100%. This is in a special bag.
It's almost as if you're in a whole place filled with sand. You could bury that fucker pretty deep. And see when people go to the location, is it, fuck, in here, boys?
Yeah, surely if, like you say, there's hundreds of sand and they can bury it anywhere, even if you bury it and then you lose it, like, surely that's a good thing, because then you're like, you could just be like, oh, I've hidden it somewhere heavy secret, guys, nobody needs to know. And it's like,
only I know, and I'm not telling you.
Because I forgot.
Because I don't fucking know. It's so sad. So all looks the same to me.
Was it June over there or June over there?
Aye.
But like, they just stand there, they don't really do anything, and then Big Saucy McSaucepants comes in and just goes, no, that book is not for you, come with me, la la la. And it's like, what? Like,
it's like, you would think thousands of years of them doing this is a pretty big fucking oversight.
Yeah, man.
Do you think they all know, is it, we should maybe move this, but they're all too scared to say it? And is it, I don't want to be the money bastard here, but
I don't want to be the job sort here.
Maybe we should keep hold of this. Like, that might be a plan. Is it, let them know that that's the hidden city with, like, when it's is sundown or sunrise that arises. They can go there, but there's fuck all there to see.
100%. It's as well, like, they sit and they watch them all dig. They watch them for ages. And then they just ride in and get shot by the Americans and then go away, and it's like, fuck's sake, guys. And it's like, what? And then it's only when fucking Big Imhotep gets released, he's like, you bastards, you shouldn't have done that. He's going to be coming looking. Why did you know? Tell me. Do you know what I mean? See if I was right, picture the scene. You're a wee archaeologist guy, you've got your wee team, your camels, and you're ready to rock in and dig up, right? Somebody comes up to you and goes, right, gonna know, because if you open this up, this big mummy is going to come out and try and eat us all, and then use his powers to, like, end the world. I don't really know what Imhotep's goal is apart from bring back his bird.
Not very clear.
I crack on, right? But he's got all these mad powers, so gonna no dig up this bit, but gonna just dig that bit up, and we'll just give you something to take back with you, but leave that bit alone. I'd be like, I ain't a big man, don't worry about
like, there's enough shit in there. You'll get famous for it, like, anyway.
Don't worry about it. I will leave that mummy alone. I will leave that sarcophagus alone.
Tell them, say, look, we just want this book, but there's a full room of gold there.
100%.
You knock yourselves out.
100%.
Like, we'll help you ship this out.
Yep.
If you're not getting this book.
Yeah, perfect. Who's going to say no?
And it's almost as if one of the Magi, well, I don't know if he's actually one of the Magi, but he's been tasked with keeping, like, all this book safe and hidden, works in a fucking museum or runs a museum or a library. Is it? Give him the book. He can hide it.
100%. I mean, he burns the map and all that. I mean, he's like, oh no.
Is it? So why are you? Nah, it's a daft idea. Like,
Magi must do better, you know.
Is it your picture you painted? I could just hang it, but just give me the book.
Aye.
Like that would save so much hassle.
100%.
Now, talking about the book, right?
Okay.
Now, this is maybe the secret book. Nobody really knows about it. See, Rachel Weiz character Evelyn. How does she know everything about it before reading the fucker?
Everything, mate. She knows everything about
but
it, mate.
Who's writing?
She knows everything about Egypt.
How can they write text
Don't ask her questions. She just knows everything about Egypt.
Clearly she does, but like, who can have this much knowledge about a book that nobody's seen or know really what's in it?
Yeah, true.
Like, she knows more than the fucking Magi. And he passed...
Magi said scratch. Is that what that does?
That's how fucking useless they are. I don't even think they're protecting that book. They've been using that for lava paper.
Rachel Weisz is hitting out with actual facts, and the Magi are like, Fucking hell, is that what that's all about?
We knew that. We knew that. Of course we did.
Aye. Oh, aye.
And my last one, and this is, it's just is what it is.
No, go.
Like the final battle, right?
Right.
Now he's back at full strength.
Aye.
There's all the stuff.
He's got all his mad zombie piece charging them. He's got his zombie bird. Aye.
He's meant to be all powerful and all that.
Yep.
How easily do they dispatch him?
Oh, 100%. I get sucked right back in.
Aye, like all he does is fling a couple of them about.
Aye.
Then just gets absolutely fucked. Gets his shit rocked.
Aye, 100%.
Like, this guy can.
Big John Hannah, he starts saying the fucking book.
But even before, like when he goes to attack Brendan Fraser's character, O'Connell, is it? They seem perfectly matched.
Yeah.
Is it? So how this guy?
They're going fist for fist.
Like this guy's causing all the fucking, like all the plagues and all the locust stuff and all that. Is it, he can't beat up an American. Is that what you're telling me?
This movie, off the back of you saying that, also has a lot of like America. Do you know what I mean? Like and like more in like a piss takey way. Like all the Americans do in this film is drink bourbon and talk shite.
Drink bourbon, smoke cigars, and play cards.
I genuinely, that's all they
do.
do.
Fire guns at everything they can.
That's all they do. Scream, shoot, drink bourbon.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be a bit better than that. Also, going to stop wasting bullets when you know you can't kill them with bullets. Do you know what I mean?
That
See
irritates me.
The amount of times they shot him, and it's like, how many times do you just need to be told that you can't kill him?
He's immortal, yeah.
Like, no force on earth can kill him. They literally say it 10 times in the film.
See, this movie's bad
Fuck
for
off.
it, but you know what's something a movie that fucking every time it just pisses me off? Why do they date in Transformers?
Oh my god!
Why are you shooting fucking robot cars like with a machine gun?
Yeah.
You're doing fuck all to this thing.
You fucking dick.
Like, and even all these alien movies and all that, like these big fucking size of cities, shoot it with a gun, is it?
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Or even the alien movies, like See Aliens, when they're like shooting it and it's like, don't shoot it, its blood is acid, and they're like, what? As acid hits them in the face? Stop it! Put your guns down!
Oh, really? Oh, it's such a stupid...
How many times did Rachel Weisz, Brendan Fraser, and your fucking man for the Magi turn around to them and be like, don't shoot him, he's unkillable, no force on earth can kill him, and yet they're like, 2 minutes, he's a second, pew, pew, pew. Sit down!
That's a good habit.
Get down.
They're the only ones with the common sense is, we just need to run.
Aye.
Is that we've got no time, we need to run like fuck.
Aye.
Like,
we need to run
till we figure something out. Aye.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, could have hidden the book, could have brought a cat with him, give him a fighting chance.
So you would have survived the mummy hands down, you'd had the mummy solved.
Oh, I'd have had, like, he would have came at me and I'd have had a bag of cats.
Aye, perfect.
Fucking lobbing them at him.
Perfect.
Like, catch at him, okay.
Just put a new under my arm.
Aye.
Like, I knew, go.
Aye, you just did this. You want a shot, son?
Get a news feather toy and put it on Imhotep's head. We guy will go nuts.
Fuck off, and who would join him? He'd terrorise us.
And it's like, it's plenty.
Aye, piss off, he's away.
He's got all the treats for me. Have you got anything else?
No, that's it.
No worries. Dive into best kill, worst kill.
Aye, go for it.
I don't have a best kill. Just because a lot of the kills is like getting sooked by Imhotep. That sounds dirty. I didn't mean that to sound like that. You know what I mean?
Is that or it's
Get your organs sucked at you by Imhotep.
Or it's shitty or stabby.
Yeah, exactly. The worst one I have is the scarab beetles like crawling inside you.
Yeah,
like
I
remember being a kid and that freaked me out so fucking much that like it's all
yeah, no, I get you. I'm with you on that one.
Even at like the end when Benny's flashlight starts getting dimmer and dimmer and then all you hear is like
yeah.
And it's like, oh no, like no, horrific. What have you got?
Yeah, I've not got a best kill just for the same thing. But the worst one, I've not taken it as like the kill that would suck the most. But Imhotep's kill, well, obviously he's not dead, because he's in the sequel. But his demise in this movie is pretty weak.
And it happens in like a minute. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like as soon as it happens, you're like, what?
Yeah, as soon as that like the thing goes through him and that, it's just that okay. Like, you've reduced him. He's maybe this big all evil thing. You reduced him just to that, and is it fair dues? But no, like That doesn't fly.
Yeah, maybe I should have put my Scarab one as the best one because it's just fucking nuts. I just put it as worst because I'm like, I just remember how freaked out I was as I went.
It would be the worst one to have Hamty. Probably is the best because of how memorable it is.
Like, yeah, okay, cool, right, take it back. I have a best kill and no worst kill.
Like, it's the most memorable kill.
Oh, aye.
So I would say it's the best.
Have you got a worst guy whose hairline, Justine?
Benny.
I've got Benny. It's got to be Benny.
He's a fucking rat. I mean, the guy plays him well. Like,
he's looks like I've got all the horses.
I mean, he's obviously a sleazy bastard right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So you know what, fair dues, but it's got to be Benny.
Aye, no, 100%. And I love as well, like the bit when Emotep is like came out and he's like coming towards him, and Benny has like every medallion of every religious symbol you could ever think of, and he's like, try this one, nope, this one, nope, this one, maybe, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like, that's like one of my favourite, like, oh, you fucking snake, do you know what I mean? And he's got no shame about it. He's like, yes, I will fuck you over, absolutely, what are you going to do?
Even,
do you know what I mean?
Brendan Fraser's character knows it.
Aye.
Like, he says to him, oh, we're pals, but you could just do it, the shaking hands with a knife behind his back in the next one. Like, 100%. It makes the friendship fun.
Oh, listen, keeps us all on our toes,
Aye,
you know?
That's it.
No, 40 out of 10. Who have you got for being in a different movie?
I've got all of the Magi.
Okay.
Because they take it too serious for guys that can't do their job.
Yeah. They really are the definition of you have one job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you failed it.
They're all sitting having a good... They're like the ultimate cock blockers.
Yep.
They're all sitting there having a good time. They come in and say, oh, the world's going to end now. And is it, fuck off, mate. Try to have a good laugh here.
Great. Yeah.
Aye, they have like the serious tone through the movie.
Aye.
And it's like, right, we get it, guys. Like, they fucked up, but you actually need to help them now.
Yeah. I'm absolutely with you. I had Brendan Fraser because... Now... And I mean this from a place of love because I love Brendan Fraser and I love him in this film. But there's so many bits where he just gives like George of the Jungle face. Do you know what I mean? But at what point is that just his face? Do you know what I mean? But there's like so many bits where like he'll do something mad to his face and I'm like, you spoke to a monkey like that in George of the Jungle? Do you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. Like, that's just Brendan Fraser for me. Do you know what I mean? But I love that he's mugging for days, you know?
Oh, I guess so he is.
I'm absolutely here for it.
Pouty shit, man.
I think you win on who's in a different film because you're totally right, though. Like, the Magi are... They're on something else, man. They're in, like, the proper... like Hammer horror version of this, and everyone's like, oh.
I don't think it's the actors' faults, but they were obviously the straight men of this. Is that they can't, like, they're the ones that have to kind of probably push the threat of Imhotep and like within the story.
Imhotep.
So but I mean, the rest of them are all having a laugh. Omid Jalili's screeching about all this stuff, and that John Hannah's just being a mad thief. Then they're like, yeah, we're all going to die now. And is it? Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Imagine being there with Barry. If this was real when you were there, they'd do it. Is it? Aye, we fucking get it. We made an arse. Geese peace.
2 minutes, we'll fix it.
Aye.
Have you got an arm out?
No, but I think the first half of this movie, like, see the whole getting to the mummy bit, you could probably cut some of that. Do you really need them there the first time? Like, for Brendan Fraser's character to get captured? Probably not. Like, in my opinion, you don't need it.
No, I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like, they could have started with that with her in the library.
Yeah, you could have just, like, he could just tell you, like, oh, I've been there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But I feel like it takes just a wee bit too long for them to get to the mummy part itself.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, because it's about 40 minutes in, and that's when the mummy finally appears.
I mean, because this is a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
So could probably cut 15 minutes at the start of it. I know what they're trying to do, but you don't need it.
Nah.
Like, start with her doing that and said they could even do it as I know somebody who might help. Then you go to the Omid Jalili part and all that. Aye,
just your usual part.
Yeah.
I know, fair. No, I'm with you on that. If we ever remake it, we'll do it your way.
Yeah.
I don't have an arm out at all. I'm in the whole way.
I'm not out cause it, but it's...
No, but I get exactly what you mean.
Could be cut.
I get exactly what you mean.
This could have been another 40 movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's save 20 minutes. No, I'm in.
Aye.
Fully in. Well, this has been our episode on The Mummy. Next week is Ross's birthday. So we're probably going to pick one of your movies for your birthday week. But I say birthday week. You don't want a birthday week. You're getting a birthday week.
I have a birthday.
No. What you need to understand, dear gentle listener, is that when it comes to birthdays, in my eyes, you get at least a birthday 4-day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you either get a mega birthday weekend or it's birthday week.
A mega pint.
A mega pint. So, we'll let you pick next week's movie because it's your birthday. Feel free to message Ross and say happy birthday, guys. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Emotive. Emotive.
Haha, 1 million. Ha ha ha.